The Joy Clean Ghana campaign task force on Wednesday showed up in North Kaneshie. Unlike the previous communities that they visited, it's known as Accra's second-class neighborhood, as one of Accra's second-class neighborhoods. What the team saw, however, was not complimentary. Nancy Emefadradoshi reports that 7 individuals were given 48 hours to improve their environment or risk being dragged to court.
The neighborhood appeared to be one without problems, but checks around the drain revealed fecal matter at the edges of the drain, with tubes from homes channeled into it.
They use their hose, they hold there, and then they jump in, and then they do their own thing, and then they use the hole to clamp up again. But here, the lackers is they do it just the running water, so it carries it.
The team then stormed the home of Alaji Baba.
Alaji?
Yes.
I beg you. Good morning.
Morning.
Again. But you see this one.
And was met with an eyesore.
Raw excreta is being disposed, channeled through the house into the main drain, which is likely to lead to an outbreak of disease as we are in the rainy season. And we know this is the season cholera is likely to appear. And if they are disposing raw excreta through the house, the excreta is not even treated, just raw. It is an eyesore.
But you see this one.
Yeah, I see.
You are aware.
I'm not the one who did it.
Who did it?
It's my brother.
Your brother. Where is he?
He has gone out. He has gone to work.
To work.
Come
and see. I want you to see it properly.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Yes.
And since your brother did it, did you tell him that this thing that he has done is wrong? Because you are the head of the house.
Listen, I told him. He didn't listen to me. Then, for him, when you tell him something, he don't mind.
Even though he kept justifying the situation, the team found more offences.
Excreta is not supposed to stay in the septic, the inspection chamber. It must flow straight into the septic tank. But since it is not moving straight into the septic,
It's moving.
So why is it? When you say
the reason why you see the cover, the cover break.
So
I
want you to admit.
And stones.
you know, it's good to say you are sorry than to defend the wrong that you are doing. Because the more you defend the wrong, the more you are putting yourself into more trouble.
Shortly after, the team was met by some residents who were angry with some nuisance they had observed in their neighborhood.
From the main Abeka public toilet, running through this drain, and it has been left under this gutter. They open the toilet either in the evenings or early mornings, and you can't be here. The adult, it gives us sickness. We've got children here, and this is an international school just behind the bridge. All enters the schools and people's homes.
Mr. Asitanga had a solution.
Yes. What we will do is that you people have to help us. Let's break Kissel under. Or here, break here, Kissel. Then prepare some sand, concrete, hard concrete sand. Yes. I get me. Then we push it. I'm coming, let me finish. We push it and load it.
Okay.
And load it and block it. You understand? So when we do that, when the effluent is coming, the concrete will kick up and block the system. It will not come, it will go back. So from there, you will be monitoring. The owner will come to see why the pipe is not flowing. The moment he comes, we arrest him.
Okay.
At a popular drinking spot the team visited, members found akpetishi, the locally brewed gin, laced with some substances.
Some medicine with the people.
Some medicine?
Yeah. It does small, this thing, but it leaves in small leaves.
So you use, what did you use to add the leaves in?
This one be only appetition. Yeah, you know the leaves.
Added the leaves to it.
Yeah.
So who has done any examination or analysis to approve this that you can sell?
Unless my boss
see drinks with labels like cocoa, I see precase, I see mahogany, I see waste, and then there's still cocoa, and then yellow. All these are drinks that are served to the public, but have not been approved by the Standards Authority.
50 meters away from this was another pub with similar products, also with expired drinks.
But they just added any root to anything. They call one yellow, one cramine something, which we don't know.
Just like the first, the operators both denied being in charge. At this pub, though, the operators told several fibs until he could tell no more.
Oh, he did. By honest, I call him before we.
No, you the one seller. I need your help certificate.
I know the sell, but you know they here.
So you will close the place for now.
Yes.
You are the one selling.
All the time you are the one selling, but you are saying you are not the one selling.
He's the one here.
That's it. So if we take all the drinks out and to prepare you for court, but we haven't done anything.
Maybe some get away, you don't make everything. But me, they are
taking everything away from here and
if you take everything, what I go visa?
The sanitation inspectors observed that almost every home we visited had channeled their toilets to the major drains. Cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. But our visit to the Glory Christian Fellowship, the opposite was being practiced.
It looks nice, when you are
Oh, very nice, but full of mosquito larvae.
From a distance, it looked like a carpet grass meant for beautification until it is stirred with a rod.
It means that the septic tank, the content is also here, mixed with the water, isn't it? It means the septic tank content is together with the wastewater.
It turns out to be water from previous rains that had been kept to cover a septic tank, with a strong stench emanating from this mosquito-infested pond.
What do you...
It's been a month already, and the inspectors and the PRO of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly are excited about the impacts the exercise has so far, hinting the number of days may be increased.
And I can assure you that very soon in our next phase of the program, we are going to scale it up to cover more extra days and widen the timing up.
Are you ready to host the team? Well, be prepared always.
Well, time flies fast, and tomorrow will be 1 month since the campaign began. How has it fared, and what can you expect in the coming days? Well, I'm joined in the studio by Florence Kui. She's the Director of Public Health, AMA, for a review of how the last month has been. Good morning.
Good morning,
Very nice to have you here with us.
Nice to have you.
So what's your impression been of this past 1 month?
Thank you very much. My impression for the past month has been very good. And I'm very happy and impressed by how people are now adopting and accepting sanitation as their right. Yes. Now, when you go to most of the communities that we have been, which I have done, I've taken the pain to go around all the communities that we've been. I've seen that they are now doing what they are supposed to do. Formerly, they were leaving the sanitation aspect into the hands of the environmental health officer and then the government, of course, to take care of. But now, they have embraced sanitation as their own. And they are making sure that they clean their environment, their community, wherever they live. And this will go a long way to reduce communicable diseases outbreak.
So do you think that we're actually making an impact?
Yes, I think we are actually making an impact, a very great impact. As earlier on I said, the environmental health officers or the Sama or tankers for that matter, we've been in the system for a very long time. We've been going around doing this, the same thing that we are doing. But just that the difference is this one, there's a camera following us. So people are seeing that what I'm doing, it is not only the person by me that is saying it. People around the whole world are seeing what I'm doing. So for that matter, I must change from the bad and also come to do something positive to help my nation and myself.
Right, and so we started this with the plan of going round once a week, of doing these inspection tours once a week. But you have suggested that perhaps we increase that number to 2. What has the feedback been like, and why do we need to increase the inspection tours?
Yes. The very first beginning, when we were doing, people really didn't understand what we were doing.
Okay.
But now people have seen the impact. The impact has been felt in the various communities that we have visited. And they are even asking, even if we can do it every day within the week, which we cannot do. Looking at it, the environmental and sanitation soft component, that is the health education, which we are part, that is the public health education sector. We do a lot of things, and this is just a key aspect of it. That is the domiciliary inspection we have done for the 1 month. And we've seen that with the 1 month domiciliary inspection, with your support, a lot of impact has been felt in the various communities. That is why we are thinking that should we expand it, it will go a long way to help.
So when you go into a person's home, what are you looking out for?
Yes. When you go into a person's home, first of all, you don't just go there to look out for problems. No. When you go to the house, you look out how the person is keeping their environment. One, when you get to the house, you first of all ask of the name of the person living in the house, whether the landlord or the caretaker. You ask for the number of occupants in the house, that is households. You know the number of households in the house, number of rooms that are in the house. Then you ask if they have a sanitary facility. That is the second one. Because in every house, you need 3 basic things in the house.
Okay.
One, you need to have a sanitary facility. That is your washroom, your toilet facility. 2, you need to have a kitchen, because immediately you go into the kitchen and you come out, you must visit the loo. That is why it is important.
Okay.
Then the third aspect is water.
Okay.
Yes, because water goes with sanitation. You can't have, if you have water, you have good sanitation. Without water, you cannot have good sanitation. That is why we always term it water and sanitation.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, for example, in the report that we played, you went into a man's home and he had connected some sort of tubes, and so what was being released in the house in terms of when they go to the bathroom or the toilet was flowing into the gutter. Was it because they didn't have a toilet?
They do have a toilet. The issue is the management of the toilet is one. That is one of the things when we go into the house. Remember when we entered that particular house, there were a lot of issues. We first of all visited the rare animals in the house.
Right, okay.
Yes, which is against the AMA bylaws. The AMA bylaws says that if you rear animals in your house, you must acquire a permit. But the man was not having a permit. We blinked our eye on it because it was not more than 10.
Okay.
When it is more than 10, you need to have a permit.
Okay.
From there, we moved to the drains, which we does inspect.
Okay.
So when we went to inspect the drains around the house, that was when we realized that they were channeling raw excreta into the drain. Not even during rainy season, but they does it. They just connected the WC straight into the drain and then channel it inside, which is not supposed to be. The good liquid waste management, you need to connect your toilet, or let me say your excreta, through it. It must pass through inspection chambers before it goes into your septic tank. That is where it goes to settle. Then the effluent will be up and the scum will be down.
Will be down, okay.
Yes, so when the tank is full, you withdraw the tank. When you are withdrawing, you don't withdraw the scum. The scum is always down with the water. So it is the water, the septic tank, the cesspool emptier will always come to withdraw.
Come to draw, okay.
But in their case, it was not like that.
It was just flowing.
They had the septic tank all right. They show it to us. But they were not using it for the purpose it is supposed to be used. Yeah.
Wow, and so that's the Joy Clean Ghana campaign. So much that has been going on with that. Let's move to the aspect of food vendors, because over the past month, we've been seeing the documentary. So we've seen that there are lots of food vendors, for example, who don't have permits, who are cooking by toilets, who are doing all sorts of things. How has this gone unchecked for so long?
This hasn't gone unchecked.
Okay.
We have been checking them, and we go out there. As I'm saying, the work is down there doing, but if we don't come to you, you wouldn't know we are there.
Okay.
This was just 1 or 2 places that we went that maybe they were not unchecked. But there are other areas we go, we take them to court. When we see, just like what we saw earlier on last 2 weeks, there are areas, circumstances in that issue we've been seeing. Anytime we come around and then we see such issues, we process the people to court and ask them to relocate from where they are. And we've been doing it. Had it not been that the environmental health officers were down doing these things, there are even the worst cases or worst scenarios we would have come across. But because we are on the ground doing it, that is why it were just 1 or 2 things that we have seen.
And those who are selling drinks, like we saw in the documentary as well, drinks that have not been approved by the FDA, well, what's the plan for them?
Yes, it has been out for a long time. It is an offense to adulterate something.
Okay.
When we talk of adulteration, it is the changing of the natural color of a product into a different color. Before you can change something's color, you must, after changing of the color, you need to take it to FDA for them to take it through the laboratory analysis that chemical composition of whatever you have changed there is good for public consumption. We may not know the kind of root that were put into the alcohol. We don't know which kind of alcohol, but if you ask, they'll tell you it's akpeteshie. We all know that it is colorless. Akpeteshie, the natural color of akpeteshie is
no color.
It's colorless.
But these ones are colors.
These ones are colors.
Flavored akpeteshie.
Yes, so we term it adulteration.
Okay.
Because it has been changed. More so, when they even change, they didn't even put it into their own containers. They have used somebody's container the person have gone to pay for. It is like using counterfeit to buy something that is not good. Yes. So when we come across such issues, we confiscate the drinks, we process those people for court because they are not supposed. Those drinks, some may not be good for everybody. That is how we term it. Consuming it, it may not be good for everybody. Somebody will tell you it is medicinal.
Okay.
And it is not all medicines are not good for everybody.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Yes.
And especially because then the ingredients are not being specifically listed.
Please. Yes.
So you will not know. Well, you made a comment a few weeks ago that made you go viral. Would the dead vote for you? And that was in response to when one of our very own photographers was attacked as we were doing this Joy Clean campaign. What kind of feedback have you gotten from that comment that you made?
Actually, I've not had any negative feedback from that comment. I haven't had any negative feedback.
And you stand by that comment?
Yes, and I stand because it is only the environmental health officer who prays that people should clean their environment and be healthy to be free from sickness. And that I stand by. Okay. I went to School of Hygiene to come out to educate people to live in clean community to be healthy.
Okay.
And I'll continue to educate persons to live in clean community to be healthy.
To be healthy,
yes.
Right. So what can we expect in the coming days?
Yes, in the coming days, there's going to be a change in face of this altogether. Okay. Because as I said earlier on, it was just on the domiciliary inspections. We are going to tackle maybe market sanitation.
Okay.
Yes, we may be doing market sanitation so that we feel the taste of market sanitation too and see, because it is not all the market we see standing there neatly that are very good. So we go there too and we see what they are doing inside in our various markets where we get our food products from. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. And we're speaking to Florence Kui on the Joy Clean on the Joy Clean Ghana campaign.